Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show.
This show is about ordinary people and the stories they have to tell. These stories can help inspire and teach us about the issues in our world.
My name's Nick.
My name is Waverly,
and we are the journalists. Today on the show, we are focusing on a very serious crime that is happening around us all the time and is affecting thousands of people each year. Identity theft can be as small as someone hacking your Facebook account to stealing your full identity to get away with crimes.
In a recent study done by Javelin Study and Research, it shows that in the past 6 years, over $107 million were stolen from Americans through identity theft.
Due to the increase of digital dependency, identity theft is becoming a much more relevant and serious issue. In a recent case that affected someone in our local community, a man named Joshua, who we recently interviewed, was arrested for bank fraud when he was completely innocent.
After losing his wallet 4 years ago and was picked up by a stranger who wasn't after his money but after everyone else's, he was visited by an unexpected surprise. Let's take a look.
Today we are here to discuss the issue of identity theft. With the help of our special guest, we will learn about the long-term effects it has on us and society. Thank you for being with us today. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
So, you were arrested a few years ago for bank fraud, but it wasn't actually you. Tell me, how did that happen?
Well, it started 4 years ago on Christmas Day. Early in the morning, my family and I went shopping that day. I think at around 4:30 we decided to go home because we had family coming over for dinner. Just before we left, I wheeled the cart back and I emptied it all and made it to my car. Little did I know, I had left my wallet in the cart. 10 minutes into our drive back home, it was time to buy gas. I searched all my pockets for my wallet. I checked everything. I checked all the shopping bags, but I still couldn't find it. We headed back to the shopping center to look around for my wallet. I retraced my steps to the cart, and there was nothing there. It was at that very moment I knew my wallet had been stolen. I knew that I had to do something about it, so immediately I called the bank, and I blocked all my cards. At this moment, I thought I was safe because besides the fact that my wallet was containing cash, credit cards, and IDs.
The one thing that really fascinates me about all this is the fact that it happened 4 years ago. That really does tell us a lot about how identity theft can affect us in the long run.
Yeah, my point exactly. I really didn't think it was a big issue. I thought all I had to do was just to cancel all my bank accounts. But instead, quite recently, 2 years ago, I was arrested in front of my kids, and the fact that I had to spend time in jail was quite shocking.
I'm really sorry to hear about that. The feeling of thinking that you're in the clear and then all of a sudden your whole life is changed from a mistake that happened years ago, it must be very shocking.
It is, yes.
So, before you were sent off, what did the court charge you with exactly?
Well, they told me I was guilty of stealing money from multiple banks, and they charged me for fraud and embezzlement of bank funds.
Wow. So, after a year in prison, the investigation division of the police reopened the investigation and about your so-called crime, and what did they find out?
After another year of searching, they finally found the real truth, that a young female by the name Andrea Harris Fraser was really the one to blame. The police later on caught her, and shortly after, I was released.
That's a truly very sad and broken story. Again, thank you for having us today.
Wow, what an eye-opening story.
You know, it really surprises me and actually kind of scares me that he completely closed his accounts, yet somehow his information was still used to scam banks and corporations.
Wait, didn't he mention something about him going to prison?
Yeah, he spent 2 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit.
Wow. There's the problem. The government was at fault there, ladies and gentlemen. They were supposed to be the ones protecting our private information, regardless of our lives, online or offline.
You know, I think this story, even identity theft in general, really affects our society and our safety and how we feel with our digital finances. Our world has become so accustomed to having the accessibility of our finances online that these stories can make us quite hesitant to use these resources.
You're right, although this does help us become more aware of how we can prevent identity theft in our own lives as well.
Absolutely. So there are many ways that you guys at home can take your safety into your own hands and prevent identity theft.
Some simple ways you can protect your information are things like collecting your mail promptly, shielding your keypad when typing in passwords at stores, banks, ATMs, etc., and store your information like your social insurance number and your credit card information in a safe place, maybe like your personal safe or maybe your wallet.
Never store it in your wallet.
True.
Josh knows you can't store your personal information in your wallet.
That's very true.
So some more ideas of keeping your info safe that you may not know about is inspecting card readers on ATMs for anything suspicious. Also, ordering a credit report once a year so that you can see if there's any suspicious transactions being made.
One thing that I didn't know that is important is to avoid like unsecure Wi-Fi networks. Like they can also access your important information, such as especially your banking information. Sorry.
Yeah, apparently if the network is insecure, you can see, they can see anything that you're doing. So if you're checking your bank app while you're waiting for coffee, they can see it.
So pretty much what you're saying is always use a secure and personal network that you know that you can trust.
Yeah.
Not a Wi-Fi titled free Wi-Fi that while lining up at Starbucks, getting a coffee and checking your Instagram.
I'm so guilty of that.
Me too. But wait, so speaking of social media, I feel like after listening to that story, I personally want to delete all my social media accounts as well as my banking one, especially my banking app.
Yeah, but you know what? You still leave a digital footprint whether or not. But that's a story for another time.
I guess you're right.
Thanks for tuning in with us today, guys. We hope that this story has influenced you and helping you keep your information safe.
Tune in next week where we will talk about Bobo, the singing panda.
Signing off, the
Journalists.
journalists.